actually reach out and act like we want to have the best and be the best. We want to provide them with the resources that they can do their job well, the type of programming that they want to be a part of, so it's not just stand up and teach in front of other people like a normal classroom model. We are building a school that's already in the 21st century, a school system that needs to be more innovative and more appealing in that regard. And sometimes we're going to have to look at boosting that funding. We're going to have to go back to the public and say, this is our plan to recruit top-notch teachers and retain them. We're asking that we do put up to do it.
Candidate Shield.
Well, who is more important to the success of a school system than teachers? One of the things that I think we want to try to do is, it's very similar in a way to how you're going to attract students. You try to build from the bottom up the best system that you can. I think you also want to try to emphasize things like the collaborative possibilities that exist in professional learning communities that we have. You provide opportunities for teachers to talk to one another about what works and what doesn't for certain kids in the classroom, things along those lines. So I guess in some ways it's both basic and very, very complicated. I think also, by the way, we've done a good thing for teachers in the classroom. The consolidation is going to mean that the taxpayer will get the biggest buck out of our biggest expense. Teaching, education is a labor-intensive business. It's going to provide more opportunity for collaboration. It's also going to do away with, or at least minimize, what used to be huge differences in class size.
Candidate Denzer.
Before school starts, preschool workshop is a really great time to do a lot of staff development with our new staff and our returning staff. Mentoring of our new staff is important, giving instructional coaching opportunities for staff that are more veteran and more experienced and have already set themselves apart from other educators as being exceptional. Our young new teachers come into a system without a lot of knowledge, and they really need a ton of support to be able to be successful in what they're doing. And they come with every available resource that they have. They need just to be really mentored more and more and given opportunities for staff development.
Candidate Schul.
I prepare hundreds of teachers every year at Winona State University, and I know what they want. They want to be respected, and they want to be paid well. So listen to this. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported the following statistics. And these are using constant dollars, which takes an inflation into consideration. In 1990, teachers made an average of $57,152. That was similar to nurses, another caring profession. In 2016, teachers made an average of $55,490, whereas nurses made an average of $72,180. That's evidence that demands a verdict. We need to pay our teachers more. Second of all, we need to empower them. We need to make sure they hire their own colleagues. We make sure that schools are a place where teachers learn and grow. We need to give them autonomy in the macro curriculum. And we need to make sure that they can take the lead in crafting a comprehensive teacher evaluation program that is truly performance-based. I'm for teachers' unions. I will talk to the teachers' unions.
Thank you. Candidate Larkey.
I agree with my fellow candidate here. I think we need to compensate our teachers better. In my opinion, teachers in not only this district but in the world are grossly underpaid. I understand that there's a budget to work with, but a lot of times it seems like the teachers are often the first ones to lose something when budget cuts come across. I think we need to listen to our teachers. They're the ones that know what they need in their classrooms, what they want in their classrooms, how they can give our students the best possible education, and provide up-to-date and exciting programming for them to teach. One thing that I'm very concerned about going forward is the class sizes now that we've consolidated. We're taking 5 schools and putting them in three schools. Your class sizes are going to go up. And that's especially troubling in elementary schools, where the studies have all shown that smaller classes are always the best provider of education.
Candidate Hazelton.
I too will elaborate on some of the statements that have come out of our my fellow candidates here. Mentoring teachers, the younger teachers by the more experienced teachers is good. Also, we need to pay them equitably, but within what we can afford. I know it should be more, and everybody else knows it, but we also have to maintain a budget. We need to respect teachers, we need to empower them, they need to be listened to. They're the ones that are in the front lines with the students every day. They know what they need, they know what needs to be done. So we need to take them into consideration very, very highly. And as Mr. Larkey said, the class sizes are gonna go up. There's no two ways about it. So we need to lower class sizes to help teachers as well.
Candidate Sonoman.
I think it's been said here, as Mr. Hazelton just said, that we need, teachers are the front line of education, and we need to value them as such. We need to treat them as professionals. We need to give them the respect they deserve. And we need to give them the freedom to teach. I mean, compensation is always a factor. There's no, as adults in the modern world, we are all concerned about making a living, and teachers are no less than that. But I think it's important to recognize one fact that governs this district. When it came to consolidating schools and closing schools, you looked at the alleged savings, and where did those savings come from? They came from laying off teachers, from not having teachers. If we valued teachers, we wouldn't have been so concerned about closing schools. We'd be back to where, the small school model that we need would be teacher-based. Thank you.
Right. On to our final question for the evening. I know you're all excited about that. How would you work with the business community and secondary education to make course offerings relevant and aligned with meeting the needs of students in the 21st century to prepare them for jobs and higher education? And our first respondent will be candidate Hazelton.
I would develop partnerships and collaborate with our universities and higher education. I would encourage teachers to teach these students and make them aware of possibilities for their future. I would do the best that I could to make it known that we can do this. And I would just keep pushing and pushing and get it done, and so that we can have productive members of society in the future.
Candidate Sonoman.
I think there's probably two facets to this. One is, how do you help the students? The other side of it is, how do you expose the students to a world that is out there, that many may not, or at least that they may not have seen, particularly from the perspective where they are at. On one end, we can, I think, do it by using counseling tools that I've seen over the years in business communities, things like skills testing, interest testing, find out what you can do, how that fits what the market is. The other is bringing in persons from the outside, bringing in business persons, having a business fair in the schools, where not so much to, if you want to say it, to create jobs at that moment, but to expose the students to what businesses there are, not only from Winona but from around the community. Thank you.
Candidate Schul.
My father is a high school dropout, and he said he would have stayed in school if they had vocational education. My two oldest brothers benefited from vocational education, and so we need to obviously make a concerted effort to make sure that's strong. On January 18th, 2018, the Winona Daily News published an article that quoted Representative Pulowski and Senator Miller about this very topic. And this is what Representative Pulaski said. He said the district just needs to be clear and specific when requesting state dollars. And he said maybe we should be the ones funding some things, meaning the state, not referendums on this matter. I'd want to talk to our representatives. That's the first step I would take.
Candidate Larkey.
My father is the hardest working man I've ever met. He worked his entire life, up until he partially retired, in the foundries. And we didn't have it all growing up, but we had enough. We had each other. My dad dropped out of high school and joined the military. He didn't get his GED until he was in his mid-40s, mainly because my sister said, well, why should I graduate if you didn't? So he went back and got it. Not everybody is going to go to a four-year university, and that's okay. We need those laborers. We need to partner more with the Southeast Technical College and give our students an option. We need to have more agricultural programs and environmental programs. We are a thriving farming community. And there are a lot of kids that are in 6th grade right now that they know they're taking over the family farm, and we need to support that. Thank you.
Candidate Denzer.
Early identification can start in elementary school with student interest, with using programs that are well-known and well-utilized around the state to give students interest inventories. Those interest inventories can give our students, a way to start thinking about what they want to do. Not everyone will go to college. Not everyone will go into some sort of a post-secondary educational program. But every student has an interest, and every student's interest can be cultivated, and we can do a lot to help them explore